Now, in this part, I'm going to introduce you with something we call a staff. We are going to talk about a staff. So, first of all, we must know that a staff is made of 5 lines and 4 spaces. How does a staff? How is a staff drawn? Higher. This is how we draw a staff. First of all, we draw the 5 lines. This is how they are drawn. This is a staff having the 5 lines and the 4 spaces. How do we name those lines and the spaces? This is how we name them, and we start from below. We start counting them from below. So there's one will be line 1, this will be line 2, this will be line 3, this will be line 4, and this will be line 5. We cannot say this is line 1. No, we start from below, and that's why we count from down, moving upward like this. The same thing happens to the spaces. How? This is space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. That's how we identify them. Now, there's something that we said about pitches, how high and low the sound is. Now, on the staff, this is where we show the high pitch and the low pitch. When it's here down, it is a low one. When as it moves up, it becomes high. So the staff shows us how the pitch is, either low or high. Now, from there, I hope now you've understood about the pitch. Now we are going to talk about clefs. We are going to talk about clefs. Clefs in music. Clefs in music. In music, we have 2 types of clef. The first one is called treble clef, and the second one is called bass clef. So the first one is treble clef, treble clef, and the other one is bass clef. So now I want us now to understand more about them. And now here we are going to deal with the first one, which is treble clef. Treble clef. Higher. That's our first thing that you're going to deal with. And our treble clef, there is a way it is drawn on a staff. And as we continue, I want you to understand that bass clef deals with the bass voices, the low voices, and treble clef deals with the high voices. Bass clef deals with the low voices or the bass, and treble clef deals with high voices like soprano and alto, and other instruments that have high voices. That is the treble clef. Now we must understand one thing, that the way treble clef is drawn is different from others. And for your information, there is another name for treble clef. Another name for treble clef is G clef. Another name for treble clef is G clef. Now understand this. This is how we are going to draw it. So first thing, we are going to draw a staff. We are going to draw a staff so that we can draw it inside the staff. So as our staff with 5 lines, our staff will have 5 lines like that. Then this is how we draw our treble clef, step by step. We will start with line 2. We will go where line 2 is, and we'll draw a semicircle. Then that semicircle will move down up to line 1. Then outside this line, so that we'll move upward like that. When we reach to that point, we'll draw like we are drawing number 8, the way we draw it. So we'll move like this, then we move down like that. That is our treble clef. I can repeat again for the sake of those who want to practice. You start from line 2, you move, you touch, you must touch line 3, then you go down and touch line 1. After that, you move up like as in you're drawing number 8, then you move straight down like that. This is our treble clef. When we talk about treble clef, it is drawn like this. I hope up to there we are all moving together because we have understood how to draw our treble clef. There is a way we name it, that is, we name the lines and the spaces on the staff. Let me draw the treble clef again. So that is our first thing. Then we draw our treble clef. Then after drawing this, now we are going to label it. And what do we use to label the lines and the space? We use the letters. In music, these are the letters we use for labeling the keys and the notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Those are the letters that we use. From H, we don't use them. So after we reach G, we go back to, we come back to A. So it moves like that. From A to G, from G to back to A. So like an example, it can be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, as we continue. That's how we label it. Now, we are going to label this line. And our first thing, and that's what I mostly like asking, which line have been touched by this clef most? As you can see, here it has been touched twice, this line and this. Here on line 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here on line 3, 1, 2, 3. Here, 1, 2. Here, 1, 2. And there is no any other place. So the most touched part on this stuff is line 2. It is line 2. So our line 2 will be the letter, the other name for treble clef. That is G. So our line 2 will be G. Our line 2 will be G. Now, how are we going to label? We are going to write G there. Then from there, we follow the pattern. As we move down, we move backwards. As we move up, we move forward. As we move down, we move backward. How? From G, we will move to A, B, C, D, E, and this will be F. As we move down, we'll move backward. If this is G, this will be F, this will be E, and this will be D. Now I hope up to there you are able to understand what we are doing. Now we are going to do the same. I want to show you now how to draw it a better one. This one I've used it to label the parts, the lines and the spaces. Now we'll draw it again like that. Then after that, we are going to use the semi-briefs. We are going to use the semi-briefs. The semi-briefs are drawn like that, like ni kama zinalala in a line way. like this. You can't draw them horizontally or vertically, but in a very slanted way. That is how it will be. Now we are going to label it with the letters as they represent. So this one will be, so there is an a D here. So this will be D, this will be E, this will be F, this will be G, this will be A, this will be B, this will be C, this will be D, E, and F as it represents there. Because we cannot label it this way, this is how we label it using the semi-briefs. So I know by now you are able to understand what we have done and labeling. And as you finish on the star, it's good to close it using the bars. You use a bar, so and another bar. So this one is a double bar, so you close it like that. That's a full staff full of treble clefs.